I'm your #1 fan.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
My mom and dad.
I see dead people.
Hello.
Hi.
Happy
I like
Tuesday.
how close you get to the microphone when you say hi.
Yeah, I just gotta be like way up here.
Oh,
say hello.
Oh no. Oh yeah. All right. Yeah, happy Tuesday. Welcome back to the Killer Cuties podcast.
Welcome back. If you're not already, please like and subscribe.
We would greatly appreciate it.
Yeah. For real.
News? I have some news.
Okay, kick us off.
Okay. So, I have to get my newscaster voice in.
Yeah.
So, Lazarus is an upcoming thriller starring Ashley Judd. It's gotten a release date and its trailer has dropped. So, 2 little bits. It's going to be getting a theatrical and VOD release on May 10th. And the brief description of the plot says Lee, played by Ashley Judd, protects her orphaned nieces Imogen and Maeve from a self-destructing world, raising them in isolation until an outsider threatens their peaceful existence. So that sounds kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And I kind of like Ashley Judd.
She related to Winona.
I don't know.
Well,
I didn't really know I cared about Ashley Judd until I watched the movie She Said, and then I was like, oh, I like her. Because she was like in the forefront of taking down Harvey Weinstein. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah, they couldn't get anybody to go on record against him, and she was one of the first people who said, "I'll do it."
Nice, love that.
Yeah, big fan.
Yeah, slightly less exciting news. Alex Garland, who, as you know, as we know, has brought us the 28 Days series, Annihilation, Ex Machina, and the upcoming film Civil War, is said to be retiring from directing. He did an interview with The Guardian about the new movie and said that he said this before, that he doesn't like directing, and this time he really means it. And now I know what you're thinking. KD, they just announced the annoyingly named 28 Years Later. How can he retire now? Well, he's not retiring from writing. It's directing he hates, and Danny Boyle's directing that one. Fuck you, Danny. You can have the shitty job. But no, Alex specifically mentioned that he doesn't like convincing his actors to trust him or being in the limelight, or at least that's what it sounds like. Which, I get it. I also hate doing exactly what I'm paid to do. And I, too, would quit my job and become a writer if I had the opportunity.
Oh, yeah, I mean, wouldn't we all? But yeah, he has clarified that he's not necessarily done with directing forever. He would come back to it eventually, but he's just taking a leave. He doesn't want to do it right now.
Yeah. I'm glad.
Yeah, but I loved all the clickbaity headlines of Alex Garland's quitting filmmaking. Like, there's a lot of elements to filmmaking. It's not just directing.
Yeah, he's quitting directing. And if you don't think that I'm going to use that as clickbait in our podcast episode title, you're crazy, because I definitely am.
Yeah.
Hi to
Clickbait's
everyone who's
annoying,
here.
but it works.
Yeah.
We gotcha. Last bit of news from me. David Bruckner. He's directed horror films like The Ritual, The Night House, and the Amateur Night segment of VHS, which we talked about. He's set to write and direct the remake of The Blob. And Keith Levine, who is one of the producers, recently said in an interview that they're going to be honoring the practical effects and the tactile feel of the original.
Yay!
So, exciting.
Fuck CGI. Fuck CGI.
Fuck. We hate it. No.
Exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Another movie that's coming out. Do you remember that movie Rubber? About a homicidal tire?
I do, vividly.
From like 2010?
Yeah.
Well, I've got one with a similar vibe for you that I'm genuinely elated about. I'm so excited.
Oh.
I saw the trailer. It's called Hanky Panky. It's about an evil top hat who's trying to take over the world.
Can't
And
wait.
the man who's trying to stop the evil top hat, because there are men in this movie, it's live action, he has a sidekick. Can you guess what his sidekick is?
Like a cane.
A talking napkin.
Oh. Like a kerchief or just a napkin?
A napkin. Like a paper
Oh.
napkin.
It sounds awful. I can't wait.
Yeah. All of the characters are named after characters in Cheers. And it's inspired by Hot American Summer and Caddyshack, somehow. Both of those at the same time. And the director said that nobody got paid to make this film. Everyone just brought food and drugs, and they made a movie. And one of the friends shoots porn professionally, and he brought the lighting. So at least we know the lighting will be good. Comes out April 19th.
I love that. Sign me up.
I'm excited for it.
All right. Any more news? Is that it?
That's all.
We did it. That concludes our nightly broadcasting of horror news.
Horror news?
All right. Let's talk about Tusk. So from IMDb, when a podcaster Wallace travels to Canada to interview someone, he winds up meeting a strange man named Howard, who has many stories to tell about his past life during his interview. Wallace wakes up the next day to find out Howard isn't the person he thought he was, as he plans to surgically and mentally turn Wallace into a walrus. It's directed and written by Kevin Smith. It stars Michael Parks, Justin Long, and Haley Joel Osment. It has a 5.3 out of 10 on IMDb and a 46% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes.
You see, if you had told me what this movie was about, and you were like, oh, Kevin Smith wrote and directed, I would not have believed you. Oh, Johnny Depp's in it, would not have believed you. Oh, Haley Joel Osment basically came out of permanent retirement, I would not have believed you. If you had told me Justin Long was in it, I would have believed that. This movie screams Justin Long, 2010s, 2020s.
It is an interesting film that many people said yes to.
Yeah. Insane.
Yeah, but apparently Kevin Smith did a Twitter poll and said, use hashtag walrus yes or walrus no to see if we want to make this movie. And his following said yes, walrus yes. And
insane.
It got made.
Well, the idea came from a post that Kevin saw on Gumtree, which is like the British Craigslist, I guess, where literally the same thing happened at the beginning, where a homeowner advertised free lodging in his home if the person lodging there would dress up in a realistic walrus suit for an hour or two every day. I have never, until this movie, seen a realistic walrus suit.
Well, I could be wrong, but wasn't it a joke? It was a prank post that someone put up.
Okay, that's...
I want to say that it was a prank.
It sounds like one.
And then the guy who posted it, Kevin Smith hired him to be a producer or something.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah, let me see. The post on Gumtree where a homeowner was offering a living situation free of charge if a lodger agrees to dress as a walrus was in fact a prank post by a noted Brighton poet and prankster Chris Parkinson, a fan of Smith who had hoped to get in touch with him. Kevin Smith eventually hired Parkinson as producer.
Amazing. Well,
yeah. So luckily, no one was out there actually trying to get someone to dress up as a walrus in their home.
Yeah.
But also, what a strange way to be like, wow, I hope I can get this director's attention. And also that it worked is wild.
Yeah. Insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah. Kevin Smith's an interesting guy, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. It only took them 15 days to shoot the entire movie.
Yeah. It's a very short amount of time.
It is. And the guy that they hired for special effects, they wanted this guy named Greg Nicotero, who was kind of like known for recreating special effects of older movies. He constructed a 25-foot replica of Bruce from Jaws, which was really fun. Kevin Smith really wanted him to do the special effects, but he was busy with The Walking Dead. Which is like, good for you for being busy with that.
Yeah, I feel like that's a smarter to stay on that movie.
Probably. But he recommended his friend and former business partner, Robert Kurtzman, who ended up joining as the special effects guy and made the walrus suit out of foam and polyester.
Do you think it was, how heavy do you think it was?
Well, foam isn't heavy. Poly isn't really that heavy either.
Yeah, so it's probably pretty lightweight.
Yeah, it looked pretty liable too.
Yeah, he was moving around inside there.
Yeah.
Pretty easily.
I want to know what position
in his face.
Yeah, like what position was his body in? Because it wasn't long enough that his legs were behind him and he was like standing like you would like a sea lion, you know? Or I mean, I guess a walrus. But so like were his little leggies tucked in and
I don't know, I guess I thought it was long enough for him to be like up on his front arms.
With his legs straight back?
That's what I imagined. Because if you're curved like that, it's not going to be as long.
That's true.
And I don't think Justin Long is that tall.
No.
Justin Long height. Tell me now. 5'6", I'm guessing. 5'9".
Oh, he's my height.
Sorry to Justin Long.
Well,
underestimated you.
Kind of give short guy energy a little bit, but
he does kind of give short guy energy.
That's okay.
Yeah. Short
Nothing
kings.
wrong with that. Yeah.
He's not even short.
He's just a king.
Average. He's just an average-sized man. And I just keep calling him a short king.
And
that's fucked up. But yeah, I guess that's how I was imagining him in the suit.
Okay.
Was just like Ariel on the rock. Just
well,
poised up.
Yeah, you're probably right. He said that you know how he's drooling whenever he's in the suit?
A lot.
So much. An uncomfortable amount. Twofold. One, the prosthetic makeup was really fucking heavy, but also he held his tongue back the entire time they were shooting that. Because, I mean, his tongue was supposed to have been cut out of his mouth.
Right. So to mimic the effect of that, I guess?
Yeah.
I feel like I could do that and still swallow my spit.
Nuh-uh. Look, did you see it? Watch. My tongue's back. But your mouth's got to be open the whole time.
I'm swallowing my...
Your mouth has to be open. Because his mouth was held open.
Yeah, but like, you call cut every once in a while. It's not like it was one continuous shot.
Well...
How much saliva is he producing?
Too much. Gotta wait for me.
Yeah.
That's your thing.
That's not my thing. I sent you one meme about it, and you won't let it go.
Well, I mean, that's all it takes. And that meme was pretty extreme. So
this is like literally one time ever, I was hanging out with my friend Tiara, and I had just gotten a soft shell taco at Taco Bell, and for 2 years after that, she called me Taco Bell Queen. I hadn't eaten it again in like 2 years that she called me that. But the one time was enough that I was Taco Bell Queen. And that's what's happening here. So,
well,
there's so many things that I talk about constantly. Base my identity off of that, please.
It's much more fun to base your identity off of
one spit meme, said my friend, in confidence.
It left a lasting impression.
It was a good one. I'm not even that into it. Anyways. Yeah. Back to so the guy, he wanted him because he did the Jaws thing.
Yeah.
So I think it's funny because there's a Jaws reference in the film.
There is.
When Howard describes the size of the great white shark over tea, he uses the exact line that Quint does in Jaws, which is 25 feet, got 3 tons on him. And then also, this movie was supposed to be the first in a trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one is called Yoga Hosers, which features the 2 cashiers played by Harley Quinn Smith and Lily Rose Depp, which, if you didn't know, that's Kevin Smith and Johnny Depp's daughters. So they play the 2 clerks in this, and that's a spin-off with them. And then the third installment was supposed to be called Moose Jaws, which they described as Jaws, but with a moose.
Yeah. That checks out.
Yeah.
That movie comes out this year, supposedly.
Yeah, that's what I saw, but I can't find anything else really confirming anything. So, who knows?
We'll see.
I don't know. It's been in development for a long time, because I feel like they talked about
2016
this for a while.
Yeah, 2016 is when Yoga Hosers came out.
Yeah, and I remember them saying, it's going to be a trilogy when that came out. I'll be honest, I never watched that one.
Me either.
I would assume.
I would watch Moose Jaws, though. I'd watch the shit out of Moose Jaws.
Moose Jaws does sound more appealing to me, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds real dumb.
Yeah.
In a fun way. So I would watch that.
So fun. Speaking of Lily Rose Depp, this was her debut.
Mm-hmm.
Her acting debut. And her dad wasn't even supposed to be cast in this. Well.
Oh no, I'm so glad he was.
Quentin Tarantino turned down the same role. Although he said he liked the script, he mistakenly thought that he was being offered the role of the walrus, so he said no. So it could have very well been him, had he read the offer correctly. Loser.
Yeah, it's like it was almost a guy I hate, and then they cast a guy I hate even more. So it's like, oh man.
Oy. And Johnny Depp's not even credited.
Good, he did a shit fucking job, dude.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that was terrible.
It was so. It's the same character he plays in every movie. And it only worked one time in Pirates of the Caribbean, and it never worked any other time.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
God, I hate that man so much. But I just think this movie's already, not to give too much away about our ratings of it, but it's already a pretty weak premise that you're stretching for that long. And so it's like, this movie's already kind of like, okay. And then he comes in and it's just terrible after that. It's like, oh my God, how did this get worse? You know what I mean?
I actually hated the first half of the movie. I hated it until he showed up because
you had the opposite experience.
Well, but not because of him. I didn't enjoy it more because he showed up. It was taking itself way too seriously at the beginning. It wasn't funny. It was just too serious. Had they leaned into the like kitschy, campy humor in the first half of the movie, I would have enjoyed it a lot more.
See, I almost feel like the beginning was funnier.
Oh, yeah, no.
Because when he's like going through the border patrol and the agent is like,
that was funny. Yes,
you can't say Hitler in an airport. Like that, that was funny. And then I feel like it kind of lost the humor, and then it kind of picked it up again, or tried to. I don't think it even knew what tone it was going for. If I'm being honest, it was very inconsistent in terms of, is this a comedy? Is this taking itself seriously? What are we doing here? Yeah.
The back half to me felt more consistent, and I think that was why I enjoyed it more than the first half. The first half was just a fucking, like, what is happening? But you are right. The scene with Harley Morenstein is really fucking funny. And I love him from Epic Mealtime.
Okay, see, I don't know if I've ever seen him in anything.
He's not an actor, he's an internet personality, so I'm not surprised.
Oh.
Haven't you ever seen Epic Mealtime?
No.
Have you ever seen Regular Ordinary Swedish Mealtime?
That sounds like you just made that up right now.
No, that's real.
It's like you just added words to the Epic Mealtime.
No, Regular Ordinary Swedish Mealtime is it's making fun of Epic Mealtime, but it's a bunch of Swedish people, and they're just making regular stuff instead of epic stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, every time I see a rainbow to this day, I think, gay bacon strips, gay bacon strips, gay bacon strips. That's an Epic Mealtime thing.
That'll be for the Epic Mealtime fans out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking through his IMDb page, and I've seen him in Tusk, and then I guess I have seen him in there's a movie called Holidays, which is horror anthology of all the different holidays. We'll watch it eventually. But Kevin Smith directs a segment, and he is in it, so that makes sense.
Checks out.
It's checking out. Kevin Smith is one of those people that likes to work with the same people again.
Yeah, recycles his cast for sure. I mean, it's the same three people in this trilogy of basically unrelated movies.
Yeah, it's a lot of the same cast. Also, when they're in the gas station, they're talking to the clerks.
Mm-hmm.
One of them makes Degrassi High reference.
Yes.
And I love that because I am a Degrassi fan. But Kevin Smith is as well. He loves Degrassi, and he was in a couple episodes. And he was in the Degrassi TV movie, Degrassi Goes Hollywood. So...
Oh. Wow, I didn't realize that Degrassi was such a world-built ecosystem.
Okay, well, that's on you, because that show has spanned decades, and it's one of the greatest teen shows of all time.
That's what I hear. I've seen one episode.
What episode?
The greenhouse episode.
Oh, I think that was after I stopped watching it.
Yeah.
I think we've talked about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I stopped watching around the Claire era. You don't know this, they know. But yeah, as soon as they were like, "Oh, Eli's a hoarder," I was like, "We've covered everything. I'm good." I think we've covered every topic that teens can cover, and I'm okay if I step out now. But man, that show was fire. So fucking good.
I'll just have to take your word for it.
Let's watch every episode together.
How many are there? How many are there?
Well, so it started in the 80s, and then they picked it back
Jesus.
up.
Wait, is this the show that Drake is in?
It spans decades, Katie.
Is it the show that Drake is in?
Yes. Which is why I thought it was so funny, because he did an interview with Alexa Chung back when she had a TV show, when he first went into music. And she was like, "Oh, Drake's not your real name though, right? That's your middle name. That's what you go by." And he's like, "Yeah, but I don't say my full name because, there's stalkers and stuff out there." I was like, "Aubrey Graham, you have been on Degrassi. We have seen your name in the credits every fucking week, babe. Like, what are you talking about? We know who you are." He really thought Americans didn't watch Degrassi. That's crazy.
Also, as if we can't find him knowing his middle name's Drake.
You just search Drake's real name. Yeah, you can't have your name in the credits of a TV show every fucking week and then expect people not to figure out who you are.
Yeah.
That's
He's
Delulu,
one
babe.
of the most famous musicians ever.
Well, this was when he first started. He was not...
Oh, got it. Okay.
It was when his first song became popular.
Okay.
So it wasn't now.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously not that concerned about it now, or else he would have stopped putting out music so that he didn't become any more famous. Whatever, Drake.
Anyways, do you want to start a Degrassi podcast?
Yeah, we could do the same thing. You've seen every episode, and I've seen none of them. We could do a spin-off.
I actually used to have a Degrassi podcast. I think I've told you this.
Yeah, drop the subs.
Yeah. There were like only 3, I think. We didn't make it too far.
Sad.
I know. Could have
Big
been
fans.
great, but
We'll do a Killer Cuties podcast. Once we hit our 100th subscriber, we'll do a Killer Cuties podcast spin-off called Killer High School Students Podcast. And we'll watch Degrassi, all of it.
don't get my hopes up.
I'll do it. I'll do anything for 100 subscribers.
You haven't even finished watching Teen Wolf.
I'm
just
getting
making
there.
Katie watch all my teen shows.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. See, I didn't have teen shows. I didn't watch TV. Well, that's not true. I watched Dragon Ball Z and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Okay.
That's
you
it.
were a nerd.
Yeah. And The Crocodile Hunter.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously. And Jeff Corwin. That's it. That's really it. That's all. Just those 4.
All right, well, it's never too late, you know?
Yeah. Let's go have my teen era now, I guess.
Perfect. Can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
Teen and horror era. That's all you need.
Yeah. They go hand in hand.
They really do.
What are we talking about?
Oh, shit. Tusk. I think.
Tusk. 2 more little special appearances. Kevin Smith's wife is in the movie. She makes a little cameo as the diner waitress. And then Kevin Smith's dog is also in the movie in a framed photograph in Allie's room.
Yeah.
It's cute.
I do like that. I would also hide photos of my dog in a movie if I had a dog or a movie.
Totally. Absolutely.
I just got like flashbacks of that episode of Fairly Odd Parents. Here's where I'd put my trophy if I had
one.
That's me.
I do
my
that all the
dogs in
time.
movies.
I do that all the time at work. I'll make a meme out of that. Somebody hasn't given me something. This is where I put my press release review if I had one.
I love that.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I also do the Dinkelberg meme all the time.
Oh, okay.
Somebody's like, oh, I'm just waiting on this person to get you your press release review. I'll be like, Dinkelberg.
Yeah.
This person.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Great. Big fan of the Fairly Odd Parents reference. According to Kevin Smith, most of the budget was used to obtain the rights to use the song Tusk by Fleetwood Mac.
That's my favorite fact.
It is a good one, because I too would spend my movie's budget on a Fleetwood Mac song.
Yeah. I literally thought about that too. I was like, oh my God. I wonder how much they paid to have this included. I didn't think it would be their entire budget, but I was wondering how much it cost.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Not cheap.
What was the budget? $3 million.
Okay.
So it costs at least $1.5 million. 1.51 million.
As it should. Fleetwood Mac knows their worth.
Yeah. That movie's not about walruses. I mean, song.
No, the song is not about walruses.
I'm just looking to see what it's about.
Great.
It has nothing to do with tusks. It just says the word tusk in it. That's literally it.
Well, that was enough. That's all they needed.
Should we rate it, or?
Oh, I mean, I have more facts if you want to do that,
yeah,
or we
let's
can
go.
rate it.
More facts.
Oh, okay. So Howard's character says that he was a Duplessis orphan.
Yeah.
And he goes on to explain that that was basically a group of orphans that the state would declare as mentally ill so that they could put them in like psychiatric units and get money off of that instead of finding them homes. And that's a real thing. That is historically accurate. And it is named after the PM, I think, that basically allowed that to happen. That's crazy.
Yeah, every day I think on American history and think, wow, we did some really fucked up shit. Canada did too. Canada had some really fucked up shit.
Yeah, Canada.
What
you guys
the hell?
Are all smiles and maple syrup, are you?
Yeah, or apologies. Haven't heard you apologize for the Duplessis orphans.
Yeah, where's the Duplessis orphan apology?
Canada.
I do like the line in the movie, though, where he's like, no, Americans invented sadness.
Yeah.
That was really funny.
I liked, it's right there behind the flag. A white wall. And I did really enjoy the you can't say Hitler in an airport comment. That one.
Yeah.
That one like had to settle on me. I was like, it took me a while, way too long to start laughing at that one, but once it got me, man, did it get me.
What is it? It reminds me so much. I feel like they definitely took that from Meet the Parents, right? Where he's like, you can't say bomb on an airplane. Like, what are you gonna do? Bomb, 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 bomb. I feel like they've borrowed that joke, but I don't care because it's still funny.
But it's funny because you can't say bomb in an airport. You can say Hitler in an airport. That's why it's funny.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Harley Morenstein should act more. He's incredible.
Yeah, I think that exchange was my favorite part of the entire movie. So
Yeah.
Would definitely see him in more.
A great one. You could watch Epic Mealtime.
I could.
You could. I prefer regular, ordinary Swedish Mealtime.
Okay, yeah.
For Swedish ladies.
Cool.
Anyway.
Last fun fact I have.
Okay, and then I have one more.
Okay. They have the whole Bill Kid sketch at the beginning, right? Where this kid cuts off his leg with a katana.
Yeah.
And that was obviously based on the Star Wars kid, which was a viral meme.
He didn't cut his leg off, though.
He did
I
not.
had to double check.
No, he didn't. He just kind of became the subject of a lot of ridicule.
Yeah.
But, fun fact, Michael Parks, who plays Howard Howe, was in both of the Kill Bill films.
He was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of fun.
Kevin Smith said he's the best thespian he has ever worked with.
Wow.
He also, this is my fun fact, he helped this movie specifically for Michael Parks to play Howard Howe.
Yeah.
He said it had Michael turned down the role, the film would not have been made.
Damn.
Yeah.
So it's Michael Parks' fault. Just kidding.
Don't give him too much trouble. He died like the year that this came out.
I know. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
All right. Should we rate?
Let's rate it. How sexy did you think it was?
It's been 67 episodes. And you still don't know what order we do it in, do you?
It's not sexy first?
It's never been.
It's scary first. Well, let's shake it up.
Okay.
How sexy did you think it was?
1. No.
Okay.
Absolutely not. No. I'm already mad about whatever answer you give. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, I give it a 1.5.
For what? Katie, for what?
I don't know. The tone,
No.
I guess. It was kind of funny and like quirky and sassy, you know? What?
Nothing.
It wasn't like not sexy.
No, it absolutely wasn't.
But it also wasn't sexy. But it wasn't a 1. You know? It was a 1.5. Something about it. I don't know what to tell you.
I wish you did.
I don't know. It wasn't a 1.
Was it the walrus? You can be honest. This is a safe space. I'll take my judgment face off.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it was not the walrus.
Great. Was it Howard?
Maybe?
Okay.
It might have been like the whole like old man in the sea thing.
Okay.
Like that vibe.
The sailor aspect.
The sailor vibe. Yeah, it might have been the sailor thing.
Okay. See, that makes me feel better that I like to pinpoint it because that lets me know if I still want to be your friend or not.
So if it was the walrus,
we might have to have a talk.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's not the walrus.
I'm pretty open and accepting, but if you found Wallace the Walrus attractive, that would be a crazy take.
I did not.
Love that for both of us.
I did not find Walrus Howard to be attractive either.
Yeah, the stash was not it.
I didn't like how it was like his face in the base, you know?
You didn't like that you could still see Justin Long?
No, Justin Long you could barely see. Like, if I had just seen that walrus, I wouldn't have been like, oh, that's Justin Long. I only knew it was him because I knew it was him.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I didn't like that the Howard walrus was like actually Howard's face on a walrus. That was uncomfortable.
Yeah. I think that's the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
How scary did you think it was?
1.
Great.
I might have said 1.5.
Okay.
Had the tone from the beginning of the movie like carried through the entire movie because it was a little more serious, and then it wasn't.
Yeah.
So, a 1. What about you?
I also gave it a 1.
Yeah.
I just think, there's a lot of feelings that you have when you watch this movie. I don't think scared's one of them.
No. There aren't many feelings.
No, there's like a few key feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
How fucked up did you think it was?
I was hovering between a 2.5 and a 3.
Really?
Because I'm gonna give it points for creativity. Like, that's fucked up. You don't see a guy getting turned into a walrus a lot.
No.
And I don't want to wake up with my leg gone and being turned into a walrus. I think it's a 2.5. I think if they would have shown more of his actual like transition, it would have been maybe higher. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna give it points for being something that's fucked up that I've never seen before.
Yeah. And
That's
probably
crazy.
never will again.
One can hope. What about you?
I give it a 3.5.
Yeah.
It's pretty high up there.
It's pretty fucked up. That's kind of the point of it.
Yeah. I was like genuinely queasy watching it.
Yeah, you sent me a Snapchat that you were trying to eat while you were watching it.
I was eating a tuna sandwich. Yeah.
Oh, the tuna. Oh no.
I didn't think that one through. It was the sight of the mackerel that did it for me. I was like, oh my god, I know this is really good tuna sandwich. And so I paused it and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go and get a sandwich. And then I brought it back.
No. I'm so sorry that happened to you.
Thanks. Yeah, no, like it genuinely, like it's not like realistic at all. Like I know nobody's going around sewing up people to make a walrus costume. And, like, the only other movie that made me feel that way is Martyrs. And I was, like, genuinely, like, mouth-watering because I'm about to throw up. No.
Yeah.
Really did it for me.
It's not a comfortable movie.
No.
But that's the point.
Yeah.
Overall, what did you give it?
I gave it 3.
Wow. Okay.
I didn't hate it. I did not love it. But I would watch it again. Because it was really fucking weird. And I kind of liked that.
Yeah.
And it was extremely unexpected. Even though the poster literally gives it away in hindsight.
Yeah.
I mean, I could watch the whole thing because they didn't show any of the bone stuff. Had they shown any of the bone stuff a little bit worse, it would have been worse for me.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was like, I don't know. It did something for me. And I did think it was funny. There were a lot of times where I was laughing out loud or like, what the fuck is happening? Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. What did you give it?
I gave it a 2.
Okay.
I don't like it as much as you do, but I still think it's one of those movies that I'm like, I'm gonna suggest people watch it, because what the fuck? Like,
yeah.
You're not gonna see a movie like that anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I do have issues with the tone not being consistent. I do think it's a pretty weak premise to stretch for an hour and a half, however long the runtime is.
Hour 45.
Hour 45, that's even longer. I think if they had spent more time on like, him actually turning him into this walrus, I might have liked it a little bit better. Like, honestly, they should have just cut Johnny Depp's entire thing. That was unwatchable.
Yeah.
That was so bad. And
yeah.
that honestly drops it like a whole point. I think that made it so bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I hate him, but that has nothing to do with it. Like, it genuinely is not good.
He's very bad.
It's a very bad performance. It's just awful to watch.
Yeah, he has one
so
bit.
Yeah.
He just recycles it, and it has never worked.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I don't either. But what are you gonna do? But where else are you going to see Justin Long getting turned into a walrus? So I gotta give it some points for that, because it is kind of funny.
Yeah.
And unique.
Yep. It's funny that you say that you still recommend this movie, because I messaged someone, a coworker, and I was like, hey, have you ever seen this movie Tusk? And she's like, no, I don't think I have. And I was like, well, you would know if you had. And then I said, well, I don't know that I would really recommend that you watch it. I just really wanted somebody to talk about it with.
Yeah, that's fair. I wouldn't recommend this to everybody. But yeah, if I had a friend, who wanted to get into horror movies after they've watched some, I'd be like, it would be kind of funny if you watched us.
Uh-huh.
Because I stand by the fact that if I have to see it, I think my friend should have to too.
Fair.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Would you survive?
I don't know. Because, funny enough, we are podcasters, and this movie is about podcasters. And I'm the kind of bitch who would go looking for a story if I knew there was one. So I think I'm going to Howard Howe's house.
Of the two of us, I think you would go. I would
it's
not.
Me. A seafarer with tales about his seafaring time. Oh my god!
You'd be a walrus in a week.
Seriously, and he tells me about the walrus that saved him. I would be begging for him to turn me into a walrus.
You'd get drawn in so fast.
But here's the fucking thing. Justin Long lives.
He doesn't die. So you'd be little walrus Katie.
Yeah.
And I'd be feeding him mackerels in the sanctuary.
I don't think that's a bad way to live.
I do, but as long as you're happy.
I'd be happy with that. Turn
Okay.
into a walrus, feed me raw fish. Basically what I am now. It's not much different than I just eat sushi all the time. So I gotta
But
pick
you
the
never
bones
get to
out.
do stuff.
What?
You love doing
All I
stuff.
do is sleep.
No, you
Lay
do
down.
more stuff than anyone I've ever met. You're always doing stuff. It's
Okay, well-
crazy how much stuff you do.
If I'm conditioned to be a walrus, I don't need to do those things.
Okay.
And I wouldn't have to work.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I do stuff to forget that I have to work the next day.
Don't we all?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm telling you. This movie has one of the better outcomes. He gave him pain pills, like it wasn't like painful. I'm into it.
I don't know how many people would agree with you, but
Oh,
I'm
you
glad
don't?
that you see it as a positive. No, I don't think a lot of people want to turn into what he turned into in the end. I don't think a lot of people want to be a human walrus.
Can I just say that the second that they showed the like wild animal sanctuary, I lost my fucking mind. I was like, this is the dumbest movie I've ever seen in my entire life. But it was so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, they just like pan up to it. Anyway, would
Yeah.
you survive
Yeah.
as a walrus?
Because
Or like
only
as a
Howard
human?
dies. As a human, because I'm definitely the Teddy in this situation. I'm not going to a stranger's house ever.
Oh, so you're
let
cheating with my
alone-
girlfriend?
Is your girlfriend hot? No,
Alright.
I would not do that aspect of it. I saw a TikTok recently that I think described me very well, which was this girl saying that she talks about her friends' partners as if they're like, mainly boyfriends, as if they're like elderly people. Like she'll be like, oh my god, yeah, he was really with it. Justin made a joke, and it wasn't offensive at all. It was really funny. And I think that's kind of, yeah. They're just not sexual beings. When my friends are with them, I'm like, you're an elderly person that I'm so proud of for making a non-offensive joke.
Okay, fair. Well, you'll just bring me mackerel once a year on the anniversary of my walrushood.
Once a year?
Well, that's what they did. They came on the anniversary.
Yeah, you don't think I would visit you more often? Honestly, actually, I'm not sure I would. That'd be really depressing.
Yeah, I don't think you would.
Just going in, seeing you as a mutilated little walrus.
I mean, I hope at the very least you would advocate for a better environment for me to live in. Like a San Diego Zoo kind of environment.
Yeah, he was not in a great enclosure. I would definitely advocate for you to have the best walrus enclosure you've ever seen.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
That makes me feel better.
Yeah.
See, it's not bad. It's not a bad ending. For
If
little
you're
Justin.
happy, I'm happy.
I'm happy. Great.
Next week we have another new movie. Do you want to predict the plot? It's called Arcadian, starring Nick Cage.
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage. He's gonna steal the Arcadian of Independence.
The Decarcadian of Independence. Yeah, okay. Alright. I'm excited for this one.
Yes.
Specifically because it's got Nick Cage. I don't know anything about it except that he is a psychiatrist traveling with his son and his son's cousin, so his nephew. His son and his nephew he's traveling with. And they're going on a camping trip.
Okay.
And on the camping trip, their tire blows out on the side of the road. They're in like the Pacific Northwest area, like Twilight area.
Oh yeah, Forks.
Yeah, exactly. And their tire blows out, and they like have to like hobble over to the side of the road. They get out of the car, And as they're trying to change the tire, they hear this noise behind them. And they're like, I think somebody's watching us. And so the cousin goes to explore.
Oh.
Idiot. He's abducted by an alien.
What?
Yeah, and the race of aliens is called Arcadians. Right? Is that what the movie's called? Arcadian.
Arcadian.
Yeah. It's the Arcadian race. So the cousin's kidnapped. And the dad, Nick Cage, and the son are like, oh my God, he just got abducted. Well, because they saw him get abducted, they're not allowed to escape. So now the aliens are hot on their trails, and they have to try to escape the aliens. And luckily, they do somehow.
Okay.
That's Arcadian.
That's the end.
Yep. Only the dad and the son make it out.
Okay.
Maybe they make like
Cousin
a bargain. Oh yeah, the cousin's dead.
Yeah.
He got probed.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we watched the same trailer. But
I don't remember the trailer at all. I feel like I watched it.
I did watch the trailer.
Yeah, because we linked to it in our episode on Cube.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure I watched it, or maybe I just took the link.
Maybe.
I really hope it's an alien movie.
I mean, I can't really tell you anything because I don't know, and I don't know fully what it's about either. You could be right.
You should have done it, guessed it.
I always do the new movies.
Yeah, that's the point.
I guess you do every other movie.
I do all the other ones. We do one new movie a month.
That's true, yeah. I got a vibe that it was more, I'll do a little tiny prediction.
Tell me the vibe.
I think my vibe was more that it's like, almost like a post-apocalyptic type setting, like the world's kind of like collapsing. And I thought it was him and his two sons. I didn't know that they were I was under the impression they were both his children.
Okay.
But it's him and them, and then they're like out in this remote cabin, out in the woods, like trying to survive. And then there's things that attack at night.
Aliens? Arcadians?
I don't know if it's that or like humans that have succumbed to whatever the end of the world is like, I don't know.
So it's zombie. I
don't know.
Okay.
They looked kind of like furry.
Oh.
So I don't know if it's like a werewolf or like a creature thing, or I don't know, but there's something. It could be aliens for sure.
See, I don't think that there's hairy aliens. I don't think aliens have hair.
Aliens can absolutely be hairy.
No, I think that they're not mammals.
Yes. No, they can be hairy.
Name one hairy alien.
Attack the
Block.
Block.
Not Chewbacca. Okay, that's one. That doesn't
That's
count.
all you asked for. Yes, it does.
All the good aliens are scaly.
First of all, shut the fuck up, because I don't even think you've seen Attack the Block. That's a fantastic film.
I haven't.
Okay, well, we should watch it because it's really good. It's funny, and it stars John Boyega.
I do like him.
Yeah, everybody does.
Speaking of Star Wars.
Anyways, I think that they get sick of like living out there and being scared for their lives all the time, so they decide to fight back, and that's like the premise.
Okay. See, I think definitely one of the kids dies, and that's why I was like, oh, it's a cousin. Because generally you wouldn't kill off the kid of the main character, but I mean, maybe. They did it in Avatar.
Well, if they did it in Avatar.
It's fair game in Arcadian.
Yep. I'm excited, though.
Me too.
Nice. Can't wait.
Me neither. Well, like and subscribe.
Please. Also, if there's a movie that anybody wants us to talk about, definitely let us know in the comments, because we have taken suggestions before. We're more than willing to adjust our schedule to add in ones that people want us to talk about. So,
well, Cassidy's
like, why haven't they talked
willing.
about this? I'm more than willing to adjust my schedule.
Yeah. I don't know.
I create.
I don't touch it. I just look at it occasionally. But
Yeah, but definitely, we've had people suggest them in the past, and we've adjusted. And if you're sitting there wondering why we haven't covered something, tell us to do it. We'll do it.
Yeah, we'll do it. See if you can
Yeah.
fuck me up any more than a 3.
Yeah. Get crazy.
Yeah.
All right, thanks so much for listening. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.